Gun.
Hey, welcome to Three Beards Podcast. My name is Craig, Austin, Chris, and our very special guest, Mr. Jeremy Davis from Make a Change, Father and Son Podcast,
Absolutely.
MMA fighter, motivational speaker. I'm not sure if you got any other titles that I'm forgetting, sir.
Hey, you pretty much sealed the deal right there and there, right?
Well, welcome to the program, man. It's an honor to have you on. Looking forward to it since we had Martin Brown on, and then we were talking to you a little bit. That's kind of where it started off. It's steamrolled pretty quick, and here you are.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome just tuning into you guys, especially when I seen Coach Trey, aka Smash Brown, on. He's a character, so it was definitely always to tune into.
It was fun, man.
That was fun. So tell everybody that may not know, but a little about yourself. Now, are you based in the Tampa area as well, or where are you based out of?
Yeah, so right now I'm in the Tampa Bay area. I was raised, mostly I was in this area for about 15 years, 16 years. Raised in Pahokee, which is down south near Miami, real small town. At the time was raised by a single mom at a very young age, and just needed to make a change for herself. I had a great support team growing up. My grandpa was my idol and always will be. He is kind of like that old school badass, is like that person you always wanted to be. And he pretty much ran our whole town. The guy got away with a lot of things that a lot of people would be put to life for. And so it's something just cool to pretty always look up to. And my granny as well. Both of them are, out of my life now, but always with me in spirit. And that's where it's led me now to be grateful for life and obviously impacting the world now with the gift that I have of being a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker, and a person who has a story that's going worldwide.
Now, when you're with a motivational speaker, how's that work for you? Is it something that somebody contacts you to bring you in, or is it just normal, like you go to certain groups and work with them with that? Tell us how you end up doing that with the motivational speaking.
Yeah, so right now, I'm doing a lot of mentoring. I just picked up a school in the West Chase area, but pretty much I can come on just like this. I got influenced through my mentor, Dr. Billy Alsbrook. He's one of the top motivational speakers in the world. Right now he's doing a 40-city tour, and he's huge. So it's pretty much kind of like following his footsteps. He's leading the way, and pretty much just going around the world trying to tell my story and get those that are battling something similar or going through something similar, to let them know that there's more to their life. There's more to life than what we actually think of as a normal 9 to 5, or you're paying bills and you're deceased type of thing. And some of us have hit rock bottom and don't really know what to do with life at that point. So we have to use tools and try to find our way out. And pretty much I'm that voice now, and I want to be that voice to let them know that they continue to move forward in their life and their journey, because you only got one shot. And you want to make it the best life that you possibly can.
Awesome. How do people reach you for that? Is that on the podcast thing, or is there another site that they need to go to contact you about that?
Yeah, so they can reach myself and my dad through the Make a Change, Father and Son podcast. I'm setting up the website that obviously be coming up in the upcoming year right here in January as we hit. Obviously, through all my platforms, Jeremy Davis on Facebook. Make a Change, Father and Son on Facebook as well, and then Instagram, Pretty Boy Davis MMA 145, and also the Make a Change, Father and Son Instagram page. We'll be shooting to YouTube the beginning of the year as well, so that'll be a big platform. That's probably one of our biggest goals as we get set up for the 2020 time, and just continue to impact the world and travel the world. That's our goal as we right now, we're impacting and mentoring people all the way in Egypt and South Africa.
Wow.
Which is probably one of the biggest blessings and biggest achievements in just a short amount of time. My dad and I obviously started this 7 months ago, and have done so much in just 7 months. We have our first event up in the beginning of the year. So we've just set ourselves up for goals to obviously reach. And some people doubted us on this journey, and that's the fuel. That's the fire that lights us up to continue to move forward on this journey. So it's awesome. It's awesome just to see where we've come from to where we are today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, later on, I mean, it would be fantastic to get your father on as well, talk with you, just follow up. Yeah. Unfortunately, Be Live kind of limits us to 4 on screen. Right. So we would either have to figure out a way for either you guys be in the same room or bring him on as a voice only.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is how we have to do it. But that would be fantastic, especially, after this, getting feedback after your story is released, after, if I remember right, you're coming out with a book, correct?
Yeah. So hopefully I'm shooting for 2020, mid 2020 to the end of 2020 to release my book. It's something that, as I started just writing, let me just pretty much go right into it pretty much, and I'll get into that book part. Growing up, I was spoiled. I had the life, man. My dad, who raised me, who obviously is my stepdad, but at the time was my dad in my eyes, someone who took me in and brought me up as the man I am. He worked for Microsoft, so pretty much I had that lifestyle of, if I want something, I can have it type thing. But coming from Pahokee and not having everything at fingertips, it was kind of like that fresh air. So then at that time we moved to the Largo, Seminole area, and had a beautiful house and started a beautiful family. And I ended up having one of my younger brothers. It was that nice family that you had. I ended up growing up having great friends and just always being the center of entertainment. I would say always wanting to goof off and have fun and just overall just having a great time with friends. To shoot up to pretty much MMA coming up to something that I love so much. I got bullied later on in school. I remember when I got jumped. When I got jumped after that point, and I got robbed for my brand new bike and my brand new chain. At that point is when I kind of knew I needed to do something. A lot of my friends fought at the time, so a man in a grocery store approached me. He's like, "I've seen you on TV before," and I thought he was talking about my friend. And I was like, "You didn't see me, And he was, I seen you fight," and I was like, "No, I'm the wrong guy, And so my buddy's like, "Man, I've been telling you, you should train. You should come train." So 4 weeks later, I ended up going to his gym, and I was into MMA for about 13 years. And just last year in July, in a fight here in Largo, I took a light knee to the chest, and at that point, I thought my life was over.
Oh wow!
Yeah. To this point, the doctor. I went to USF Health Clinic, one of the top heart doctors in the area, and just to find out what was wrong with my heart. What happened? The feeling was, I don't even know, if I didn't even exist anymore type of thing. The knee was a very soft knee. No one even, I can post a video. It's pretty soft. It's nothing crazy. But the impact jolted me in a way where my heart kind of fluttered and shut me down. And I just face planted. And, but the crazy thing is it was a 2-second thing. Once I realized the fight was over, got to the dressing room and was just kind of confused. And then my heart just got into some weird convulsion type thing. And I ended up just blacking out. And then I woke up again and I'm in an ambulance. So I'm all over the place within an hour time frame from the fight to the Bayfront. And I have no idea what's going on with me. I truly think I'm dying at this point. My life's coming to an end. So end up going to USF Health after all this and, get on a heart rate monitor, do all that stress test, all that chaos, racking up all these bills. 3 days later in a full, big, humongous car accident.
Damn.
Yeah. So I ended up suffering 4 bulging discs. And at that point, I'm like, yeah, well, my career, I feel, is over. I mean, who knows what's going on with my heart? And now I got this humongous lawsuit that I'm going to be in. And I ended up, losing my job because I was going after my job for workman's comp to cover, and they wanted to battle me. So ended up going to war with them, lose my job. Mind you, at this time, I'm getting ready to be engaged into my ex-fiance. And at this point, my mind's going crazy. I don't know what to do. I've racked up a lot of money fighting, and I'm lost. I'm lost at this point to, try to make ends meet, be this guy. As men, we're out here in this world as, we're supposed to be this powerful, high armored individual that can conquer the world, and at this point I feel I'm failing, and I'm failing big time. I lose connection with my mom, who's my best friend, who's beat cancer 8 times.
God.
I stopped talking to her because the individual I was with was consuming my mind, pretty much taking over my life. And for the first time, I lost everything. I lost who I was, and I went to a deep depression. During all this, I'm losing it, man. I have no idea what to do. I ended up finding a job with a kickboxing gym that I now manage and fully run. And, at the time when I first started coming up a year ago, I wasn't making what I make now. So the girl I was with at the time, we get engaged, and it wasn't the happy type of thing. She wasn't the individual that was like, woo, I'm engaged type of thing. And it didn't hit me that I was being fooled until I obviously hit depression. Speeding things up through all that nonsense, I get to a point where I'm alone now. She left me because obviously I don't have the fight money. I don't have the job that's giving me all the finances.
Wow.
I'm not fighting no more. At this point, I feel like I've hung up my career, and I go into depression and start drinking very, very heavy. I got a bottle of rum for my birthday. I consumed that in like 10 hours. At that point, I started getting into wanting to take my own life. I felt like I lost my mom, who's my best friend. I felt like she wasn't ever going to talk to me again. I was too stubborn to reach out to her. And my biological dad, who everybody sees now make a change, we weren't even in talking. I didn't care about him. I didn't care what he was doing. So at this point, I was alone, depressed, and suicidal. So I attempted to take my life, and I failed the first attempt of just really getting intoxicated and looking up my dog's medicine to consume and overdosing and take my life. And I failed. And so when I failed, my mom actually came to my house, and as I sent out, that wonderful message of, I'm sorry and forgive me and all that, the pity party type thing, because that's what you become. You become, a little pity party where you want someone to feel bad for you. But the thing is, though, mental illness and mental, health is real. Those messages, regardless of who's out there, listening, those messages that you may receive are real. It may be that pity party, it may be the sad little pity party that someone wants, but it's a thing that you must respond to. And I'm blessed that my mom came and, pretty much saved my life. From what I remember, I was just laid out, pretty much just out cold, and she was there for me. And that's the blessing that I love to share, is because I just told her probably, I think 3 weeks ago, I was watching one of my old fights, and man, it's like just hearing her in the background over this humongous crowd is a blessing. And it's the thing that I cherish the most, is that she never left me. I just needed to wake up and see that I had so many more blessings in front of me, and that woman was never going to turn her back on me.
That's awesome.
And I was willing to turn my back on her after during all this, she's battling cancer still. And I was like that son that I didn't care. I was going to be selfish and leave you and let you deal with your own problems and not be the support. And I didn't care about my brothers, none of that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so I overcame that. And at that point, of course, it's not over. I attempted to do it again because I felt like I just wasn't getting out. And I was so far deep into it that at that point, I was finding more ways to take my life and mentally preparing myself. And as I share on the Make a Change Following Some podcast, it's easy to take our life. It truly is. There's so many tools out there to take your life. It's unreal. Yeah. But that's the easy thing about life. And life isn't supposed to be easy. That's why we have so many, trials and tribulations and obstacles, because we must overcome these things. And I just feel like that's the thing that I have blessed within myself now, is that I can call myself an overcomer. I can, I just did a suicide prevention walk. We raised $160,000, and we continue to reach out and help those that are suicidal, that are battling depression, anxiety, all that stuff, because it's important. It's an important thing out there, and we must continue to move forward.
Now, I don't happen to have it right in front of me. I can look it up real quick. Do you know the suicide prevention hotline number off the top of your head?
Yeah, I don't, but I can definitely share it. I do have all the stuff here with me. And stuff like
we'll look it up. And like I said, that's one thing. But God, that is that is story.
It's unreal.
It just gets to the point, because throughout my MMA career, I was pleasing everybody. I was doing it for everybody else. I was doing it for the fame. It felt good. You're going out. Oh man, what's up, man? You fought, over the weekend. That felt good to hear. I was on a streak. I was undefeated when I took my first loss on national TV. But I fought a game opponent. Like, we got fight of the night. And after I fought him, my career was going up. Like, I was getting phone calls from big names, CES. I was trying to get to Bellator as Coach Trey fought for Bellator. So I was on a mission, and I got one of the baddest striking coaches in the business, Coach Jihad Winfield, and of course Coach Trey, just being ruthless. So I felt I had it all, and like I told them, I feel like I let them down just through my selfish acts, and never really given 100% throughout my MMA career. And I plan on making my return in 2020 as well. Just gotta, make sure everything's in order. I want to make sure my health is good, mental state, of course. The business, all those things are important to me, my family, and fighting, will be there. So I look forward to making my return though, and being with my coaches and my MMA family, and going out there and making one more run for it.
So what you're saying, that you never gave your all. So you felt like you never gave your all in the ring? You felt like you just didn't demolish opponents?
Yeah, like I truly feel like I tell my family now, I can't lose. And it's not about the cage. It's not about, none of that, wins and losses column. I just can't lose. I've already faced the biggest opponent, and that's myself. I overcame suicide. I attempted to take my life. So regardless of who's in front of me in an octagon, you can't beat me. You can't beat me. You won't beat me. At the end of the day, for the fans, you may beat me, but in my mind and in my heart, you can't beat me. You didn't win. What'd you win? A little pat on the back, a little reward. You got a 1 in your win column. That's fantastic. But guess what? I overcame suicide. I overcame so many obstacles in my life, from hitting rock bottom to where I am today, that I stand strong. I keep my head up high, and I'm bold with my approach on the next obstacle.
No, I think with that mind frame, you're going to go straight to the top, man. Not just trying to gas you up, but like Champ said, I was scared my first fight, but I just knocked him out. So you feel like nobody can beat you. So you have that. So you're going to give it your all, 110%. I mean, so I believe you're going to make it straight to the top now. You're just going to demolish opponents.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. That's the mission, is just to demolish life, and regardless of who gets in the way of it, to keep moving forward and that's what we have to do as individuals. You know, we have to continue to keep our head up high, continue to focus on our goals and our dreams. And, you know, life is a precious gift, man. And I think a lot of us take it for granted. You know, we aren't guaranteed tomorrow as much as we've been taught that we have tomorrow. You know, everybody listening now and fellas, we are not guaranteed tomorrow. We can go to sleep tonight and not wake up and be perfectly healthy. You know, and that's where I'm so blessed. And now, you know, I got my faith back. You know, I was never really a religious person. You know, I like bouncing in all religion. I think religion's, you know, pretty not, you know, it's no one's consistent with their religion, in just my opinion. But, you know, I think, you know, your beliefs are your beliefs, and you know, you just gotta, you know, have faith in yourself that you can overcome these things, and that you're never alone. You're never alone on your journey.
No, I agree with you. We talked about it even privately. We've never talked about it on air. I'm not a big fan of organized church.
You're right.
I don't like those crystal palaces. I don't like seeing all these giant, you know, just buildings. The pastors walking around with gold Rolex, Armani suits. I'm like, how about we use that money and we feed that guy out on the corner that has no clothes, that said, you know, let's get him help. Let's try to get him off those needles instead of buying that, you know, the Range Rover. You know, I don't know if you've seen that viral video that just came out, the congregation that beat up the pastor for rolling in a new Range Rover. It was, you know, you see those kind of things. That's where I agree, because I've always been, you know, I don't care who you look at as it could be a spaghetti monster in space. It could be, you know, it could be some creature, you know, it could be Jesus. I mean, it's whatever religion you are. I believe the relationship is right here.
That's the church.
Yeah, I don't need to be in a building. I'm like, it's between me and who I believe is my creator.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And you know what? You made a good point there. You know, you see all these huge multi-million-dollar buildings. You know, my mentor says it best, man. You don't need to go sit in no pew. You don't need to do none of that, man. The church is all within you.
It's always in you.
You don't have to sit at no multi-million-dollar building to worship your creator. And you know, that's where I get into just like, I can't listen to some people because they just get on this rant that they're hearing from, you know, a guy who's taking their money. And like you said perfectly, why are we not feeding these homeless people? Why are we not going out there and putting clothes on their backs? Yeah, I know they can get a job. I know that if they clean up their act, they can do this and do that. But are you going to hire them? What are you doing? You know, what are you doing to inspire them? You know, during Thanksgiving, I went out and passed out. I think my mom and I did 7 plates just randomly. She drove me around and I just passed out plates. And
that's cool.
It's just little bit of things like that, you know, that made me feel good. I impacted one dude, and man, I've never seen someone go so crazy over a hot plate. And that dude went nuts, man. And that, I told my mom right then and there, if I only see him and we have rest of these 6 plates, by the time we drive down my street, I'm giving him all these other plates.
Cool.
And, because it was a blessing, man. I've never seen. He was so hype up as if it was like his last meal of life, man. He was pounding. He's like, yes, yes. He was yelling. I'm like, dang, man, that feels good. Like, and you know, a lot of people are like, you videotaped it and posted it. I was like, yeah, because you know what it is. It wasn't about me. It was about what we can do as a whole, man. We're in war every day. I mean, we're going. You flip on the channel, you know, the news. You see nothing but chaos.
I don't know why. I don't understand why people have a problem with that. I've seen a lot of backlash from people posting videos of you helping somebody. It's not that we're helping that person for publicity. We're just helping that person because that's what we want to do. But it's I guess in a sense it's letting people know the thing that we know we're gonna get every day is nothing big to us. You know, like we were just talking about earlier, we got 3 or 4 family houses to go to for Christmas or New Year's. So we know we're gonna get the black eyed peas, the guandules, you know, so we know we're gonna get them things. But this man don't know he's got to go eat the homeless food at the shelter, the little sandwiches and stuff. But you gave him a hot plate, and you were just doing it just to videotape how people are excited about something that we get every day. And they're like, oh, well, I know what some of the comments you probably got. Oh, why you're doing this to do that. No, I was just generally showing how happy somebody is to get just a hot plate that we get every day.
Every day.
3 times a day. You know, I mean, I just don't understand some people. They irk my nerves with that, because you don't seem like you posted it for that aspect.
No, it
But
was simply like what you said. You every single day, us as fellas right now, we can all stop podcasts right now, go to the microwave, throw in a hot plate, and bring it back and start enjoying it.
Yep.
And we're not like, yes, we're nothing. We're just simply eating.
Yeah, eat.
Yeah,
I mean,
doing the
me and
normal
Craig,
going, God, I have to eat this again. I'm like,
yeah, right.
something else to do. You think about that guy, it's like he doesn't have a freezer with 17 different choices where you go, yeah, I don't feel like that today. No. Yeah, I didn't take that from the video at all. I mean, have you ever seen the street magician that goes up to the guys in their cup, grabs a dollar bill, and just switches it and gives them 100?
Oh shit, no.
Yeah, he does. They use the street magic, and he'll do 20s and do stuff like that. He'll go in there, and you see some of these guys. They're like, "This is all I have. Why do you want this?" And he's like, "No, can I have that?" And they're so hesitant to give it to him. And that was when you told that story of the hot plate. That was the first thing that pops in my head. If you ever see it, the guys are just like something that most of us can look in our wallet and see a 20. It's not this. I mean, was the biggest thing this guy's ever received. He's just, he's beyond like, oh my God, what can I do with this?
Right.
Yeah, I took all positives out of that video from you. I mean, I'm surprised people were negative on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. We have to go out there, and that's our mission here. My mentors put it into me, and my dad and I put it into everybody out there, man. You go out there and just impact one person a day, man. That's all it takes. We're out here, and my girlfriend and I were talking. It's crazy. You get to that point where it's just because it's the holidays, you're so nice. You're so nice, man. You got people being so nice and like, oh yeah, go ahead, dear, go ahead. And it's like, come on now. You just know it's Christmas Eve weekend or Christmas weekend. Society's a little holiday, and you want to be nice to me. But come, today you're a complete different person. So it's crazy because it's important to impact those people. I love those people that are so caught up in the ways of what they've just grown up to be. What the lifestyle.
Yep.
That's what me and Craig are talking about. I think it was like Thursday or Friday. I just recently went back to my girlfriend's church just to see what it's like, and it felt like a cult, And even my youth group, I love my youth group to death, man. I was one of the leaders, but what bothered me the most is what the church was never cared for the youth, and they're always talking about the youth is the up and coming. We need to take care of them. They never gave us money that they received on Sundays to help out for our trips, youth mission trips. And they even started tearing down our buildings, our little mobiles. They started tearing them down too. And I actually went back like last year, and they're gone. And I'm like, you guys never cared about the youth, man. And it's just, all you care about is yourselves. And we're the ones going out there trying to reach people, trying to do mission trips, all this kind of crap. Never care about us. I was like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It feels like a cult, man. It wasn't fun to go back. So.
And like we said, and the church has to be within, and you just got to make sure, each and every day you're just blessed to see the day, and that's what I took. That's probably one of my biggest messages that I love to share is that I was willing to take this gift of life, and we're guaranteed, we're already born, but we're guaranteed to die. We just don't know when.
Just don't know when.
That reminds me too when my mom just had surgery, so she's probably sleeping right now. But way back when, my mom and dad literally lost their job in the same week. My mom lost her Monday, and my dad lost her Friday. And then they won a radio contest, and they got a jacket from, I think it was Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Mm-hmm. And then also they were given $10 $100 bills to give out to random people. And I walked with them, and just to see the people's reactions, like, oh my God, thank you so much. We went into the stores, we gave it to the people, hey, buy this for your gift. And the kids, man, they were so excited. The parents were so excited to see. It was only $100, but to do that was amazing, man.
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah.
Just to do, I mean, we were broke. I mean, my mom and dad lost their job, and we're giving money away. It felt nice to see people's reactions, like, thank you so much. It was great.
Cool.
We got to do that too, and next year we got to plan to do that.
You got the motivational speaker thing down, man, because like I said, we were talking earlier, and next year, definitely, we want to do soup kitchen.
Yeah, we're doing everything.
I definitely say the motivational speaker thing works. Yeah.
Definitely. We had a funny question. We had a funny question for you. what is, to lighten it up a little bit, what is it going to be like when you get in the ring and you start whooping that opponent? Are you going to try to motivate or speak him? Like, hey, your right ain't good enough. You got to give me a little bit more, buddy.
Just tap out right now.
Because you got the motivational speaker thing down. So I just want to see you in the ring talking to him. Like, buddy, hit me a little bit harder if you want it.
Hey, man, once it's all said and done, man, it's simply this: just keep fighting, keep moving forward, never give up, man. I've seen a lot of people come up from nothing in MMA, and now they're on their way to the UFC or already in the UFC. Some guys that I've fought, it's like, I beat them, and it's like, dang, like, man, they're right there. They're getting the phone call. It's like, it's your calling. And, I love speaking. I love telling my story. I love, traveling, and I want to travel so much and be the voice. That suicide prevention walk, it did something to me that day because we had to wear a bunch of beads. Your colors, like for your family, if you lost a partner, mother or dad or brother, military, something like that. And then obviously, if you attempted to take your own life, you raise your hand. And when I raised my hand and looked around, man, like you wouldn't believe it. Like it's like you're not alone. And it's
there's a lot more people than you think.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of people battling mental, health. And it was just something that I had to take in. Like I wasn't alone. And, to go into MMA with the mindset that I have now of, I know I'm not alone now. And I have no one to please. I don't need no one's approval. I just need to go in there and give my all, my 120 beast mode. I'm victorious regardless of, if my hand goes up or if it stays down. I'm victorious in life, and that's all that matters to me now.
That's all.
Yeah.
Hard to beat that.
But I'm definitely ready to get in there and tear some ass up, man. I'm ready just to put my hand on somebody, man. It's I don't know. I got savage, ruthless coaches, man. They're ruthless, man. And
I know I'm looking to get Jihad on. I talked to my boy, Rick, and he says, Jihad, he's going to talk to him and reach out to him. So you got to stay tuned for that episode.
Yeah.
He said Jihad is a savage, bro.
Yes. He's man, but I have to say, besides my coach, man, both of them, Coach Trey and Coach Jihad, man, they're my brothers. They're my family. They're the most humble individuals, self-awareness of who they are and their culture. And it's amazing. They've taught me so much over 15 years. And like for as long as I'm here, I'll always be blessed and thankful for them, regardless if I fight for a long term or if it's just for a few fights. I'm always blessed for them. I love talking to them, and I look forward to getting back in there and enjoying the good time.
I took one thing from Martin: just make sure you got some fans that don't want to use you on Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Go to the fight.
So do you have any idea where you're trying to line up your next fight after, or you have any idea where you're trying to line up it at?
I'm going to get with Coach Shahad. I just talked to him the other day. I'm probably going to get with him the upcoming here in January, see what his schedule is like. Because my thing is, man, if I come back, I want to make sure I have my ducks in a row. Like I said before, if one coach was, in Brandon and the other coach was working late, well, I wasn't driving to Brandon and I wasn't, doing anything. I was going to stay home and make my own workouts and do this and do that. But now I know where I need to be. And if I'm going to come back and make this return and make this shot, I need to make sure that I go all in and have everything in order. So I'll get with Coach Jihad and Coach Trey this upcoming year, and we'll work something out. And then hopefully, 3 months in, get my conditioning and everything back into play and I just want to have fun. I took it so serious because that's all I had was my fighting career. I wanted my mom to, of course, beat cancer and have the, nice house with the white picket fence and not work no more and put all this weight on my shoulders when all I needed to do is make sure I was level-headed, number one, and in good spirits and able to move forward in life. So I'm ready to do that now, and I'm ready just to showcase whatever may come.
Now with that Instagram handle, are you going to have to really fight a lot like this?
Yeah.
Tear
it up, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it goes back to having these crazy coaches. Like you guys seen how charismatic Coach Trey is. Man, I broke my hand. We went and fought a dude in Texas, and I broke my hand. I was like, Coach, my hand's broke. He's like, well, I guess you better just go finish him. I was like, all right, that easy. I went out there, do the same hand, and even shattered it more and finished the fight. So I just did it. Coach called for a knockout, and we went and got it. So.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun return.
That's why put that hand behind your back and just start swinging with the other ones.
This is like an Iron Man. This is my Iron Man hand.
Man, that's crazy. So you're a big sports fan too. We talked. So this last weekend, we can get back to this stuff. I just want to bring it up before we get too late into it. So, what's your take over this weekend? We got LSU and Clemson.
Man, LSU is unstoppable.
Yes.
Hey, I'm working on my truck, right? And Craig messaged me on our little messenger group. He's like, what is it? Joe Burrow's putting on a clinic. I'm like, what do you mean? And I looked at it. I came in at halftime, and it said 7 touchdowns in the first half. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
He just felt like throwing in a running touchdown there.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, and on that thing, I looked into it. I mean, it's one of those you find stuff that you just forget about. He's a grad student at LSU. He already had a career at OSU. And I was like, look at the stats from OSU, and then he comes here as a grad student at LSU, and he ends up becoming a Heisman, probably going to be the #1 pick.
Hey,
for sure.
You're welcome. Look, UCF, you're welcome. We knocked some sense in your damn quarterback. They give us props for that.
Hey,
man, but
the guy was a monster.
I messaged Craig when I was going to bed. I said, I don't care. Ohio State. I must have been drunk. I didn't drink last night. I said, Ohio State's winning it all. And I wake up halfway through my sleep thinking, I look up and I'm like, oh, Clemson just won. Son of a bitch. What?
Man, they got robbed. They got robbed, man. Just like Alabama got robbed when we played Auburn. They got robbed.
Yeah, that was.
I said Ohio State all the way, but that didn't happen. But damn it, man. Well, you got Michigan this weekend, and we'll see. I mean, I don't see it being a big fight.
Yeah, we do. Right there in Orlando.
Yep. They were practicing over in our indoor stadium. They couldn't practice in the rain, apparently, so they came to UCF's indoor stadium. So we gave them a good welcome. Don't worry.
They're Alabama. I told him that's the only time UCF is going to ever see Alabama. They'll never see Alabama.
Hey,
they see them for practice.
They had to walk up right in front of our 2017 national championship sign. So
listen, we have to talk about that for a second.
They're fantastic champions.
Just a split second, because man, the day I heard UCF fans and UCF players say, "Man, we can beat the SEC," no.
I buried my head.
Last year, I say 2018, we could have made a good run. If we would have lost, that's fine. Give us a chance. And that's all we wanted. Give us a chance, man. But
he had the same face. Ironically, we didn't even look at each other. You see my face?
What he's saying is exactly the thing. I don't know if you can see behind me. See this University of Hawaii banner?
Yeah. Yes.
That was when they decided to take on Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. I'm like, we got this. We're going to take these guys down. I hate Georgia. I hate them.
But that's the thing. But that's no offense to you, Craig, because my second team is Hawaii. We played Georgia a couple years ago. We beat them. We beat Auburn. We almost lost. We lost to LSU. Almost beat them. We're a good team. But this year was, I don't know, it was off, man.
We got Pat Cannon from British Columbia watching us. Thank you for watching, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Chris is an FSU fan, so we feel bad for him this year.
No. We're still in everybody recruits this year. Everybody wants to come play for Florida State. Look at the stat. Look at who we just
Chris, do you even have a coach?
We do got a coach. After the bowl game, we have Alabama.
No. So look, We did that college or what was it, Capital One Bowl Mania, and me and Craig got our asses handed to us, man. Because there's teams like Miami losing and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And I said, Craig, who'd you pick, FSU or ASU? He said, oh, I picked FSU. I said, really? I said, ASU beat Oregon, and FSU doesn't have a coach. They have 3 weeks to prepare a brand new coach with a team he doesn't use. No, it's not going to happen. But Chris also says FSU is going 12-0 next year.
Hey, I picked La Tech over Miami. Yeah.
You got lucky with that one.
Hey, Chris, I know, man. Listen, I know this is all that plays at home. I understand, but 12-0, my friend.
12-0, my friend, with a new coach, a couple top running.
Well, it's fine. We let him do it, man, because he said they were going to go 8-4, and now he has to.
Only way you're going 12-0 is if you get Winston back. Can you do that?
No.
Winston's garbage. He's making
Winston was
crap.
he made history today. He was the first quarterback to throw 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns. That's my dog, man. That's my dude. They're gonna sign him another year. Let's go, baby. I'm just so excited. No, man.
You got to go out with one. Hey, you got to go out with a bang.
No, hey, Chris can do all he wants because we'll bet him again. He said FSU will go 8-4 this year. Now he has to put UCF in one head on the side of his head and Hawaii in the other. He's got to shave it in his head. So, we'll see next year.
Oh, we did talk about that last time.
Yeah. No, I talked. Going back to Winston too. I told my uncle he's a season ticket holder for Tampa, and I said, dude, I talked to my buddies. I said, if they sign Winston again, I'm finding a new team. He's like, oh, Arians isn't gonna let him go, and I said, if he keeps Winston another year, we got a problem. There's some upper management issues because
he just broke
the first quarterback threw 30 and 30. It's crazy.
Yeah, for interceptions. You broke the record for interceptions.
So I made the stat last week. We had a little off episode. Tom Brady had 220 interceptions in 20 years. Drew Brees had 250 interceptions in 20 years. Jameis Winston now has 180 in 5 years. 5 years. And it's just unbelievable. And they want to sign him again. No, I don't want it. God, I can't handle it. I really can't.
It's time to get rid
of it.
So
stressful.
You said it earlier. It's going on right now. Beast mode. He's back.
The Lynch.
Is he playing? Is he doing good?
Skittles.
I don't know. I haven't had a chance. I was so into his story. I was like, it was one of those things. It's like, it's like I just even forgot that my team was even playing right now. I was just listening to his story. So I said, I hadn't even looked at the score. I mean, for all
3-0.
It's what?
3-0 Seattle. It's on the Seattle 44. They're kicking the ball away. So
they're talking about
both of you going to play.
Antonio Brown coming back too, but obviously I've heard mixed things. I heard he could play, and I heard the league wasn't going to let him play because of the investigation.
I don't know if you guys have thought about this. I think something happened when he got that hit. I think he got scrambled because he went a little weird when he went to Oakland.
Yeah. Something happened.
It's like I don't think, because the whole thing going on, they're still trying to figure out what's going on with the head injuries and stuff. I feel he got scrambled pretty good because remember, I can't remember what team it was that he got that. Remember that shot he took, that concussion. He took that major shot.
The Bucks. That's what we did. I'm kidding. That would happen.
I think, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And Aaron Hernandez was diagnosed with it too.
Mm-hmm.
CTE.
Yeah, I think so. It is just and I don't. He may not have it, but something happened because you go from the Steelers, you're amazing talent. You go to the Raiders, for the contract, and then you throw all that away because you don't want to wear a helmet.
Yeah. But like we said, the Patriots taking anybody, and when you get kicked from the Patriots, you did something wrong. So obviously something happened where Bill Belichick's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Take him.
What happened, man?
Yeah,
the Patriots lost today too.
Baltimore winning the Super Bowl.
Huh?
Baltimore all the way.
Baltimore and the Saints.
Yeah. The Cowboys are going to go watch the Saints at the Super Bowl.
Baltimore and Saints, Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be Baltimore and Saints, man. Drew Brees.
I
hate saying it because they're in my division.
I don't know if they can make it to the bowl. I mean, I really.
You guys are in the playoffs, right? Even if you lose today, you're still in wild
card? Yeah, we're still in, but it'll go from being up here to, I think,
Yeah,
down
to wild card.
So
yeah.
So it's kind of like you got to win to. I think if they win, I think they're the second seed. I believe.
Who's number one? Packers. I think Packers still
no.
home field advantage, right?
The number one is Saints.
Oh, so they go home field advantage.
Yeah, they won. They dominated.
They needed to.
Well, it's Carolina, so
it was just.
What's up with the Browns, man? The Browns they lost it. They fired their head coach just before we started.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys got some firing going on too.
Oh yeah, Garrett's done. But before I forget, I was going to say that when we were talking about Alabama, I let you guys just go on ahead and bust on each other. I was going to ask you. I honestly believe that Harbaugh's job's on the line at this bowl game.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's played.
It is actually.
In the history of that rivalry, when have you ever seen Michigan allow 4+ straight losses to the arch rival,
No, he's 0-8 against Ohio State.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's that other coach has been fired for losing multiple ones. He has yet to beat them. And I'm like, and if he gets destroyed by Alabama, I would not be surprised if he gets his walking papers.
Well, you think he would go somewhere else in the college?
Oh yeah, somebody else will pick him up. Yeah, I mean, you'd have, he's not going to get a top tier program again. He'd probably have to drop down to, somebody around,
Hey, give it a couple years. Willie Taggart will be out of a job again.
He'll be heading to UCF.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hey, he might. He actually might. Or he's going to Louisville.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he could see this.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I could see that definitely.
His system, I don't know, man. He just can't beat the O, man. I don't know what it is.
And it's not even like it's even close. I mean, it's just, and that program does not like to lose to Ohio State.
No,
you don't lose to rivals, man. I mean, you gotta.
I'm shocked he's still there, to be honest. Because of that. But I mean, if Alabama beats them up, yeah, I could see him. I could see him definitely going. Couple comments. This is live. I said we use Be Live as a service. There's also where is the best venue in the Orlando area to catch MMA fights?
A good organization is Combat Knights. They fight. Where were they just at? It's based out of Orlando, so it's in that. Yeah, man, what is that center? You guys have like a big center in Orlando?
There's Amway Center. I mean, I'm sure there's a few venues, like the smaller venues that take. I've only been here in the area for a little less than 2 years, so I don't even know.
Yeah, Combat Knights, they put on some great fights.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm trying to think about the last one. They're always in Orlando. Sometimes they're in Fort Lauderdale, Pensacola. They travel, but they're based out of Orlando. Mitchell, I don't know his last name. He used to fight. Mitchell Chaumel. He's the owner of it. He used to fight, but man, they put on some great fights. A lot of them dudes now are on their way to the UFC out of that organization. So, and that's based out of Orlando. So they definitely do a good job.
Okay, we'll post that up once we find out the details. We'll look it up and post it up.
I think Bare Knuckles is coming to Orlando after they go to Miami. I think.
God damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I heard Little People Wrestling coming back to the barn. I think. Stupid little barn. No. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Midget wrestling.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's coming back. That's what I heard. They're gonna bring it back. It's called Little People Wrestling back at the barn.
Man, I know some people that are straight afraid of that. I mean, they freak out. I always joked around. It's like, I got to take you to like that professional wrestling, especially if they got one of them dressed as a clown. I mean, you're gonna come out in the ring and he's just gonna take off running. This is the greatest fears is midget and a clown, and if you combine those two,
you're out of there.
I mean, we've joked about getting him a stripper, that's dressed as a clown, like pop out of the cake,
Oh my, that would be priceless, man.
Oh yeah,
That'd be great.
Guy just running out the door. He goes screaming.
Well, there goes his birthday.
Yeah, for real.
Man.
No, so. What's the date again of your next upcoming fight?
So looking, hopefully middle of 2020. Obviously, get back into preparation and all that stuff here in the beginning of the year. Get with my team and just pretty much play it by ear. Ready to just really get after it. If I'm going to return, I want to just get right to it. Just there's no need of milking it or trying to take some easy road or anything like that. Just get right to it and just go have fun. And that's what I want to do. I just want to have fun. I do miss it. There is times where I think about all the good times and stuff like that. And I just miss being around my coaches and just the team, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But of course, my family, my health, the podcast, and of course, giving that powerful message is more important at the moment. But fighting is something that I love to do, so it's up there with me. So,
who are you going through with your publishing for your book? Is it going to be a self-publish?
Yeah, I'm a self-published. That's the plan right now. I've gotten a lot of feedback, just like trying to get like an author that or a writer that can. I give them pretty much what I want laid down, and they can guarantee books being the bestseller. So I've seen a lot of people do that, and because writing this book is not easy. So there's times where I'll start writing, and then I gotta take like these breaks and just like really regroup, and I get to where I stop writing the book, and I'm more writing like a journal, and it's like I'm getting frustrated, and I gotta like regroup myself. So I might work some things out and just try to get it out there, but I'm ready for that to come out. I think that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to with in 2020 is that book coming out.
Do you have a potential release date yet on that, or is it still too soon to?
It's kind of too soon, but it'd be nice to have it around my birthday, December 10th. I think that'd be something great for me to accomplish.
Jeremy Davis said the book's gonna be released in December. He said it right now.
Yeah, so that would be pretty
cool. Hopefully you get it happen, man. That'll be awesome. But it said I know a lot of few people that they always talk about writing books. I know a few people have tried it, but that's one of those. It's pretty cool to get to talk to somebody that this is actually happening. It's kind of.
I got literally half of like a binder. That's just the book. It's the story, and because it's impacting, and our event's coming up in January, and most of that book will be released. Just me speaking it, and I think that's what is really important to me is that the story. A lot of people get my story and don't really have to judge me now. I always worried about people judging me. So of course I wanted you guys, everybody else to always just accept me, be happy with who I am and put on this fake shield. So now I don't care. I let people know exactly who I am and how it's going to be. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, so be it.
It is pretty freeing when you can just, you don't have to play a game.
Oh man, it's so free. It's such a relief. I mean, the burden's not on my shoulders no more. And and that's the blessing, man. I don't have all this weight on me. I'm free. I'm literally free. I'm unshackled.
Yeah, it's it's topics like some of the things we'll talk about. I'm a big believer. There are people in this world that are toxic. They're just it doesn't matter. Just looking at them, they're like, oh, they look like pretty nice people. It's like, but when you get around them, I mean, you feel the energy just getting sucked away. I mean, you're drained. And hearing that story about your ex, I mean, it sounds like it was one of those people. I mean, the term thrown out around, like I think it's a psychic vampire. Just the ones that just all they did is take. There's never anything given to that person.
Right. And I felt like, going just a little bit on that I felt like I had to keep her happy, man. I had to keep her satisfied and pleased. And if I didn't, man, it wasn't good enough. And, that's how I lost myself, because now I'm not caring about myself. I'm not, caring about my mom. I was dealing with a narcissist. And at the time, I didn't even know what that was. Never even heard of it. But obviously studying now and hitting rock bottom and overcoming all these things, man, I'm so observant. The people that are around me now, that they feel it. They're changing their lives around. And that's the blessing to see that, my story has changed people's lives. And I think that's a blessing. And, like we talked about, I don't tell my story for someone to feel sorry for me, because I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I just want I know that someone's out there battling these demons, battling, addiction, battling, life today. Like right now, suicide is the number one thing.
Yeah, because watching some of your videos, and I've never even taken that. I mean, it's just, I can see why the motivational speaking thing is working for you, because at no point, even like this, have I ever come away thinking, it's like, man, I haven't felt sorry, even when you were saying all the stuff that went through you. The first thing in my head was just like, it's an amazing story of overcoming.
Yeah.
These, just taking it's like hit after hit after hit, and you're still here. Like, you can do it.
Yeah.
Look at me. You can do it.
Yeah.
Have you ever went back to the muck since you left? You ever went back to Pokey since you left?
I did. Last year, my grandpa's buried there, so I love going back and trying to, and every day, man, I tell my mom, I tell people that are around me, my grandpa, I have big shoes to fill, and I feel I have let him down. But I know that in due time, my breakthrough's coming, where I will overcome these things, and I'll be able to put those big boots on and walk proudly with his name. I am in the Davis family, I'm the only one who has went to college, who's done pretty much. I love my family, I love my Davis blood, but who's overcome a lot of things in life and is still pushing forward in the right direction.
They could actually use you in Pokey with your motivational speaker, because it's depressing in the muck.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I love the muck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my wife from the muck, so we go down there and have a ball in Pokey.
Yeah, and Belgrade needs it. Belgrade's top in crime rate. It doesn't stop at all, man. That whole area needs a lot of help, and they need someone. They need someone just to change around. But even on the podcast on Make a Change, it's very hard to, like I love to say, I'm not in the Gerber business, because I'm not going to spoon feed you the word. Either you take it and apply it to your life if you choose to, or you could stay miserable. But don't blame me or my dad for you not breaking through or overcoming your battle.
That's real
responsibility. So
that's on you.
Given that message, it's completely up to you. It's you versus you, and always will be, and forever will be.
And I'm sure your granddad's proud of it.
Yeah.
Right. It's as you're saying that, I can just feel. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's up there looking down, and say, no, I'm proud.
Yeah. It's a beautiful journey, man. I mean, a lot of people who hear just a little bit of the story like this are like, damn, man, like, I never thought you tried to take your life. Like my best friend, he was like, holy shit, like it's just crazy, because I had it, man. I had life set for me. My dad, who raised me, he died at 40 years old, and we didn't. I held all this burden on my shoulders because we left on bad terms, and I didn't get to tell him sorry. I didn't get to ask for his forgiveness. All this stuff was just building up on me that I was holding on for years and years and years. And, my mom battling cancer. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to lose everything. So let me just take my life. It's the easy way out. And they'll be better off. And, so I went on the journey of doing it. But I'm totally blessed now. I got to spend my 31st birthday with my family, my mom, which I didn't for my 30th. I didn't even see my mom for my 30th. I didn't care to see her. You know what I mean? It was, and that's my best friend. And so we were just talking yesterday. That will never happen again. My mom is my world. She's really what fuels me to continue to move forward in this journey. And I'm blessed to have my dad back in my life. We have a business, of course, to make a change. That's going phenomenal. He's overcoming a lot of obstacles in his life. His story is remarkable. And, we're just going to continue moving forward. And, out there in life, anybody listening, man, continue to move forward in your life, your journey, because it's yours. Don't let no one tell you can't do something. Overcome everything that steps in front of you and keep your head high and keep moving forward. Have faith. And I always like to say, forgiveness first. Forgive yourself for anything you've ever done, and then forgive those around you, and you'll be able to set yourself free.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We need to bring your dad on too, man. Obviously, he's got a lot of stories to tell. We got to bring him on. That'd be great.
Thank you so much, man, for speaking to the story.
Yeah, man, it's an honor, man. I thank you guys for having me, man. This is part of the journey, and that's what I love doing, man. I love sharing the story. I love what's to come. I wish you guys many of blessings with Three Beards podcast. Hope you guys take off and go to the top, and we'll be able to be up there together and continue to grind and continue to find out everybody's story and impact the world.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of days ago. It's just we started this in August, and I didn't even think we would be where we're at right now.
Yeah,
no.
Talking to people that are in the MMA. We talk. Maybe we'll be able to get maybe an interview, and then all of a sudden things just started happening. Like, we're talking to Trey, and now we're talking to you. It's just things have been just going rolling.
That's the blessing, and that's where I get the chills. It's like, man, in just that short amount of time, think about it, man. You got it going. You got that vision, and that's the imagination, and you just put it out there and keep telling yourself, man, I'm going to talk to this person by this time. And that's how like you're talking about now, just set these little goals. That's what I used to write. I write them on my mirror in the bathroom. When we started to make a change 7 months ago, I need 600 members by August. I need 800 by December. I need 1,000 by 2020.
And then here you are. I can't. It seems like like, hey, I'm just pumping you up. But I mean, it is an honor having you on. I mean, I wouldn't even believe that we could have been in this spot. So I mean, it's just I can't even thank you enough for coming onto the program and just being willing to talk to us jokers.
Yeah,
I mean,
I enjoy it. One reason why I enjoy Three Beards podcast, man. You guys, of course, talk about sports, football being my favorite. Of course, college over NFL, because I feel college is just way more exciting. Obviously,
they're more motivated.
Yeah, man, they go out there every Saturday or Thursday, and they're ready to get it in. So
exactly.
I enjoy Three Beards podcast because of that. Also, of course, beards. As I'm working on mine, I went to the Virgin Islands and he shaved my beard off. He nicked me. And oh my god, dude!
That's the worst.
I was like, yeah. I mean.
Yeah, we'll start over.
Yeah, so I'm subscribed with Beard Club, so I was like putting all my oil in. I'm in here guzzling my face with oil, trying to get this shit back. And
as long as you don't do the fake beard, the weave beard, we good. You know
I just gotta. Only thing that I have to do, I have to color some of these grays sometimes.
I'm just letting mine go everywhere. Mine don't cooperate. I got a bunch of gray. They don't cooperate.
I got these grays out, man. So I throw a little color in there every now and then.
Awesome.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, but it was the same thing. It's ever since I saw this video of a guy shaving it down and then putting the glue on and then slapping that felt piece on. He had this huge beard and then shaving it down, trimming it up to where it's like this perfect beard. Ever since then, every time I see a beard, I'm like, that's fake.
Hey, Jeremy.
I can't. I can't help it now. I'm like, you look at Chris's beard, you look at mine, you look at Austin's, you look at yours. You know, you can tell it's not perfect. And then I see these guys with the perfect line, this perfectly edged thing. Everything's uniform. I'm like, that's totally fake. He glued that on his face.
Jeremy,
Go ahead.
we talk sports on Sundays, right? And we talk on Wednesdays conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Our biggest conspiracy theory now is James Harden's beard real? We're gonna figure it out because his beard is too perfect.
Oh, 1 second.
that thing is way too perfect. After seeing that,
there's even a picture. I'll see if I can find it too. But there's this one. You know, the question was, you know, you're out of date with a guy and his beard starts to fall off. What do you do? I'm like, you reach over and you rip that thing off and you say, if you can't grow it, don't even try.
Man. Oh man.
Stolen valor, sir. Stolen valor. You gotta grow that beard.
Man. Who would have thought that? And nowadays, you gotta wonder if a man's
that's real. I have to say that's up there, man.
After seeing videos, you're like, oh,
I know. I didn't even know that was a thing. Gluing the stuff on there and then trimming it up, and then, like you said, then you see stuff like Harden, and you're like, I don't know.
Wait a second.
Okay.
It's like the eyelash thing. It's like the eyelash thing. They be walking around here looking like little spiders. And you think your eyelashes could get any longer? You try to kiss them and they're tickling their face. I'm glad my wife doesn't do stuff like that. So we good. But it's like it's touching my face.
Oh shit!
Hey, I say from now on, all you do is go grab the beer. Just go grab it, see if it comes. Tug.
We can start a comedy show like that. Run around people and just be like.
Yeah. Hey, it will all be locked up. It's okay. We'll get. It's okay.
Some poor guy's got the girl thinking he's just got this immaculate beard. We're gonna do that. We're gonna end up ripping off. It's gonna be flapping down here off his cheek.
Oh, dude, I would go nuts if I saw some dude's beard just flap down. I would go nuts.
Yeah, once you see it, I'll find that video and I'll send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah.
But once you see the process, like I told Chris, I don't believe half the beards I see now. I look at them and I'm like, I don't think that's real. I'm pretty sure that's a fake one.
Probably.
Yeah,
nice edged.
You know, so it's one of those. And some of the ones like I see it on, they're talking about the product they use. I'm like, why do you have to use product? It's AstroTurf. It's
like watering AstroTurf.
This is like, you know, I'm wearing a wig and I've got to use shampoo, this certain type of shit. Why? Just take it off. Throw it in the washing machine.
They do it all at night. This comes off and this comes off.
Yeah. You don't need Pantera. Just throw it in there with some soap. You're good.
So your beard mannequin is sitting right next to her wig mannequin. You're like, well, let me take this off.
Hey, right now we gotta start making 3 beards mannequins. We can start them, man.
Oh my God. Next to you.
Yeah.
We gotta
wake up in the morning, rub the glue on.
Hey, you're set.
All right, ready for the day.
Hey, you're gonna be late for work. Oh shit! God damn it! Put it together.
Itchy.
Yeah, start
man.
applying Elmer's on there during the day to keep it. Yeah. You know, oh my God! But for those of us with real beards, we use Ross beard care.
Yeah, I just following them. That's some good stuff.
Yes, we got on. Luckily, it was a cool story. Austin just ran through fate. He just happened to be at the farmer's market.
Oh, nice.
Standing there with this guy, Kelly Brought. And it was one of those, they kind of both like, hey, I think I need to talk to that guy. And he's like, man, I was hoping you were going to come over and talk to me. And now he's our sponsor.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really good stuff. All natural. It's made in Winter Garden, Florida.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. We started using, key lime, apple butter. Those are my favorite ones. It's, avocado oil, just for the beard wash. I mean, I said
soap, everything.
Really well.
He did post that he has Island Breeze left.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy it because I need to buy some this week. So if you guys buy out, I'm gonna be really mad. That's my favorite, and he's only made 20 bottles left, and he's not gonna make anymore.
It's a challenge, everybody. Buy it out. Have a race.
That's all. He's got 20 bottles left. I was like, God. He's like, I got 20 left. That's it. I was
I'm
like,
going
oh,
to buy. I'm going to buy all 20 and sell it to you for a markup. I got a markup.
double
There
price.
you go. There you go.
It's like a Jordan shoe. You're gonna go buy it out. You're like, I wanted those shoes. Well, $500, man. You can have a pair.
Good stuff.
But you just bought them for
Yeah,
$250. I know, and there's none left.
I'm gonna buy it from Chris, and Kelly's like, hey, try this new one. It's really close to Island Breeze. All right, screw you, Chris. I go back over here.
Then I'm stuck with 20 bottles.
I got 20 bottles.
Yeah. So, but no, sir. Thank you again so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. Viewers, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys continue to support the Three Beard Podcast. Gentlemen, I appreciate you having me. We got an event coming up for the Make a Change Father and Son podcast, January 11th. It's in Safety Harbor at Felipe Park. It's open to the public, free event, our first free event. Looking to impact people, tell our story, the meet and greet. Our clothing line will drop that day.
Nice.
So we're on the rise. And again, man, I appreciate you guys having me on and letting me share bits and pieces of my story.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And most welcome.
Make sure you inbox us that information if you get a chance.
Yeah.
So we can try to make it down here. It's in the Bay Area. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably from Orlando, probably about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe.
Just let us know. We'll try to plan accordingly so we can make it down there and support you on your clothing line.
Okay, man, we'll be down there. Try to get down there.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome, I'd greatly appreciate it, of course. And as I always say with each and every podcast, man, it starts with you and it ends with you. As my wonderful dad says, keep on keeping on.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Hey, take care. God, that was an amazing bit.
It was an amazing one.
It was cool. It was talk to him, man. I was excited to talk to him.
Yep. And you see the number right below, Nanny Cakes, 479232898. She's a little bit behind right now because of the knee being out of commission. So give her about a week and a half to get back.
Back at it.
Yeah, but I said, but definitely looking forward to possibly a piece of cake tomorrow from.
There you go.
Right over here.
I know she's making my son's birthday cake too. I know he's excited. So
awesome.
She's always making great cakes, man. Cupcakes, cookies. Not cookies. I'm sorry. I keep saying that. It's just cupcakes and cakes. But it's so good. Oh my God, man. She's making a bunch of wedding cakes. She got a wedding coming up in January. Delicious, man. She makes everything you want. And she orders, like, if you want, like my son's having Buzz Lightyear cake. She'll go out and buy figures and whatever you want, man. Whatever you want, she'll make it. She'll find a way to get it. So always talk to her at the number. Check her out on Facebook. Nancy Cakes, Nancy Burke, and then Instagram is nancy.b.burke. She has all her cakes up there all the time. So
we're gonna have this. Give it just a little while. We're gonna try to get up there. We'll get the description and everything out to Matt, but we'll have this up on YouTube. Guys, take a chance. Anybody that's watching this, please go support them. And if you haven't gone to that Father and Son Make a Change podcast,
that's cool.
You guys got to go there. It's like I said, it's Make a Change Father and Son podcast. It's on Facebook. Go there, support them. It's really amazing. Same thing. For all of our stuff, threebeardspodcast.com. We're Three Beards Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on all major platforms except for iHeartRadio. We're still waiting on that one. Like those things, share them, give us reviews, especially on iTunes. That really helps. Help us out. We can start getting more interviews like this as people realize that we're out there and they actually like the product. I mean, that's as you heard him, he checked it out, and now. That'll open up avenues for us around there. So we really appreciate anybody that's watching. Just please share it, like it. Just help us get our name out. And gentlemen,
sure.
Awesome interview. That was great.
It's the final episode of this year.
I know.
Yay!
So we'll hit him. Well, not the next episode. We're going to be talking about simulation theory. Are we in the Matrix?
Wednesday.
The green letters start coming down.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'll be kind of a fun one, and then we'll try to figure out from there. But gentlemen,
I know we got a good one lined up the week after, so we got a good Keith coming back on for us.
Possibly, yep. So all right, gentlemen.
We'll talk about it.
All right.
See ya.
Have a good night.